Hey, how you doing? This is Kitch, and you are watching me play Factorio. I want to talk to you for a second about balancers. Now, in Factorio, there are two different types of balancers. One of them is a belt balancer, like you see right here. Very common design, a 4-to-4 belt balancer. It's one of the first balancers anybody learns how to make. It was the first one I learned how to make. The only one I know from memory, with the exception of like the 1x1 balancer and the 2x2 belt balancer. But yeah, no, and the whole idea is that it takes the inputs coming in, like I've snipped these two, so we only have two lines, and it distributes them evenly amongst the output belts. So if we add an additional belt, let's take that one away. We'll just switch those two up, and it adjusts and sends everything out evenly. It does the belt, but it doesn't do the lane. Now, the lane balancing is a little bit different. If you look over here, you'll see that this left lane is moving a little bit faster than this right lane. And if you look up here, you'll see that the lanes are moving unevenly on the stone. The top one is moving a little bit faster than the bottom. And the coal's kind of all over the place, but they're not moving at the same pace. Now, this is caused by the way you have stuff set up. If you have an area like this right here, where only one side of the belt is being pulled on by inserters, that can cause that to happen. These little things I have like this will cause that to happen. And it caused the lanes to be all messed up. Now, I'm concerned about the lane balancing more than I am about the belt balancing in our sushi setup. And there's this, a very common lane balancer that I see used. I think it's on the wiki. It's not a true lane balancer, though. It'll balance the output. However, it will not pull evenly on the input side. And I showed this in a couple of different episodes in some previous series. People will argue, but they're wrong. This isn't a true lane balancer. This one right here that's in my blue belt balancer book, this guy right here, is a true lane balancer in that it will balance the output, but it will also pull evenly from both sides of the belt as it comes in. And it actually works a ton better than this one. This one works if your goal is to basically fill up both sides of the belt, which is what I was trying to do there. But actually truly balancing the lanes, this is the one right here that you want to use. And it is fantastic. So we're going to want to try to incorporate this guy into our setup down there. And into other places as well. Now, there is a mod that is called a single lane splitter, which basically takes all of this nonsense and condenses it down into a single tile. But we're not going to use that. We'll just try to use the actual balancer here and see if we can't get that integrated into our sushi setup. Because I think that'll be very, very good. So let's go ahead and get the intro rolled, and let's see if we can't get a shuffle section added here to our sushi setup. All right, let's put one right up here. Okay, and I want to mirror this. I'm still surprised that we don't have something like that in Factorio already. I understand why we don't, kind of, but boy, it sure would be nice. Okay, so you're gonna go like that. Right? Yep. And you're gonna be there. And feed into that. Nope. That. That's going to come out like that. And where do you go? You go into that. All right, is that mirrored? Yeah. All right. Okay. Let's copy this and put it down there in case I mess something up, which I probably will. All right. So that. I wish we could fit 4 belts, because there's a setup that works. That is this, but on a 4 belt setup. Let's go ahead and let's get rid of this. Get rid of that. All right, can we take this and just move it in 1? Take you and move you in 1. And we'll take you up. Can we move this in 1 tile? Be right there. Ain't gonna work. That's not gonna conflict. Okay, that's actually not looking bad. If we take that down, is that going to conflict with that? I don't believe so. Okay. So we should be able to do the same for you, right? Get that lined up. That comes across like that. That's no longer hooked up. And you come out and go that way. Okay, so we'll have that line. That will be able to go straight in. That one will be able to go straight in. You'll go up. You'll go down. And then we'll have this one. Ooh, can we fit one in just right here? We can. Look at that. Look at that. All right. Okay, so you will go up like that. You'll go like that. Down. Like that. And that is a 5-line lane balancer, right? Boy, I wish I was in creative mode right now. Where can we test this out? Do we have 5 lines coming in anywhere? Even like up here? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, we could. What do we have coming in here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh. However, those lines aren't really uneven, are they? Well, we can just test it, and I mean, see if it works, right? Let's go ahead and grab this, and let's run up there, and just look and see what happens when we plug that in up there. I should have made a real blueprint, not just copied it. Can we put that? Oh, we can. We can just put it in our inventory, and that works out. And that turns it into a real blueprint. Good. Good to know. Important safety tip. All right. Let's see. Let's go ahead and let's take this out. Now this is a 525 belt balancer, not a lane balancer. Oh, and the base robots are gonna come. And this will take forever. Oh, nope, here they are, right here. Flock of seagulls, gonna take it all away. Fantastic. All right, we'll put that down there. And base robots have reserved some of this stuff. So we'll have to wait on them. All right, and that is balanced. Now, if this is working the way that it should, we should be getting even lines coming out. And I'm just looking at this and thinking, that looks pretty even to me. And we should have even lanes coming in as well. That's the magic behind these, is that they pull evenly from these lines and distribute evenly, not just distribute evenly. But I'm liking that. I think that's working. We should have some garbage in here that may set. Let's see. If we wanted to unbalance these, what would we do? We would do something like that, right? Yeah, I don't know that that's going to be a fair assessment. But you know what? It's good enough for me in that it looks like it is actually working. It's not balancing the lane belts. It's balancing each individual lane. So we have to keep that in mind. But I think, you know what? I think I'm good with that. I think I'm happy with this. I'm ready to call it working. All right, so the next part of that is, let's put our regular 5-to-5 belt balancer down. And we'll get that back up and working. All right. All right, so we're good with that. The next thing we will need is the 5-to-5 true belt balancer. And we probably just want to do that. It'd be cool if we could incorporate it into this. But I'm not sure that that is going to be a possibility. Not with somebody as intelligent as me. There's a blueprint out there that has this lane balancer and a 4x4 belt balancer all integrated together. And I just had to do 5 lines. Oh, see, there it is right there. That's the 4-to-4 balancer that has all that stuff integrated into it. Boy, I didn't even check. I'm assuming we probably don't have that with a 5-to-5. Do we with an 8-to-8? No. That's okay. Let's just get a regular 8-to-8. No, 5-to-5. Sorry. Had 8 on the brain there. And da. Okay, so that will shuffle not only all the individual belts and get those all nice and even, but it'll also take the individual lanes and balance those out as well, which I believe is what we're going to want. And it'll give us a nice little break, break up the sushi lines. I don't know how often we're going to want this, how often we're going to need it. But let's see, how close do we want to get that? I'm assuming we want to go ahead and get it just as close as we can without going over. Wouldn't take all these lines out. Let's see, this blueprint is going to be out like that. This will be our blueprint of that. So we want this to just be able to go in like that. That's where it's going to have to be. All right, and let's see, we're going to want to copy like this. And I think that is as close as we're going to be able to do it on that side. Because of that guy right there. Like that right there. There we go. I think that will be the blueprint for that. Are those two on the same level? Yeah, I think they are. It just didn't look like it was on the blueprint. Call that a mixer. Sushi mixer. I'm not thinking very creative here. That will be a balancer as well as a lane balancer, and we'll throw that in from time to time. just to mix things up a little bit. We probably want one that's just a lane balancer and probably one that's just a belt balancer as well. But I think that'll be good. All right, one more one that I think we're going to need, and that is going to be a, let's see, that's going to be a 6 to 5. Okay, and that is going to have to end up being this pattern. Now you're going to go up to there. You're going to be up there. You're going to be up there. Is that as tight as we can get that? I think so. All right, that's our 5 coming out. We're going to have the 5 coming in from over here. 2, 3, and one on the bottom. Okay, and then we're going to have one coming in from up here. And this is going to be like an input line. And it's going to be an input line for stuff that we're not making as part of this. So things like stone brick, stone, iron, copper, things like that. An input line coming in that'll send it into a balancer, and we'll mix that up with all the other stuff and send it out on its way. And I don't know if we need like a standard blueprint for that so much. Yeah, I mean, like, how close is that going to be realistically? I mean, we could put it like right there, right? Probably even get it closer. And that continues on, and the undergrounds are just on the other side of that. All right, nice. One thing I did not think about is the power pole situation. That is going to be right there. That's where those power poles are going to be. So yes, we definitely need to be able to run the power poles across. Not necessarily for power, but to, I mean, I guess a little bit for power. But it's mostly to get the logic going back and forth. Just have to do something like that. Yeah, that works. And we'll run the red wire that's giving us our counts along the bottom. And a red wire that's ticking away, going along the top. And then our green counting wire going along the top. Oh, no, 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 not there. As well. Yeah, don't want to forget about that. That would have been embarrassing. All right. Yeah, it may seem a little bit silly. I think that is that's going to be one of those things that the whole sushi base is either going to depend on it, or it's not going to even be needed or used at all. It's going to be one of those two things. Just thinking about it, just looking at these machines and how they only put out on one side of the belt, on all of them. This just seems like it's going to be needed. Or else we're only going to utilize one side of the belt. So we're basically 2.5 belts instead of 5. So hopefully that'll take care of it. If not, then it won't. If we don't need it at all, that'll be something. Well, we'll just have to see, right? Well, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. How are you guys doing here? We're up to 8. We're up to 60. Interesting. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that from last time. Is there anything we can do other than just make more? I don't know. Well, let's make more. Let's copy that. Put you right there. Put you right there. And yeah, we'll just double that and make some more, and we'll beat it. We'll beat it that way. All right, well, thank you very much for watching. Again, I appreciate it so much. I will see you in the next episode, where I think we need to start looking about, like, where we might want to build this thing. Do we want to just replace the science setup, or do we want to go off somewhere else and build it? I don't know. I'll think about that, and I will see you next time. Have a good one.